Are you scratching your head thinking about the difference between a jurat and an acknowledgement? I felt exactly the same way when I was a new notary signing agent. Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you the difference between a jurat and an acknowledgement. Most loan signings will include these two kinds of notarizations, and you should know the difference between these two. Also, when you are performing general notary work, it's helpful to know the difference between an acknowledgement and a jurat, because sometimes people will come to you with a form and they don't know what kind of notarization they need. Now, you're not allowed to pick the kind of notarization for them, but you should be able to explain the difference between the two. That way they can make that choice. So an acknowledgement is something where a signer acknowledges to you that they signed the document voluntarily. Your job is to verify their identity and make sure that they are who they say they are. In the case of an acknowledgement, they do not have to sign this form in front of you, but they do have to acknowledge that they did voluntarily sign this form. An acknowledgement is used for valuable assets such as deeds, trusts, and mortgages. Now, the second kind of notarization is a jurat. A jurat is also called an affirmation in some states. When you perform a jurat, the signer has to swear under the penalty of perjury that the contents of the documents are true, and they must sign in front of you. During a jurat, your job is to verify the signer's identity. You must also administer an oath or an affirmation and witness the signature. Jurats are used for legal documents such as affidavits or depositions. I know it can get confusing to know the difference between an acknowledgement and jurat, but here's how to tell the difference. If you see the words sworn and subscribed in front of me in the notarial wording, that's a jurat. Another way to remember the difference is I kind of think of a jurat like a judge or a jury, and then I think that that should be a process where someone needs to be sworn in. So there you go. That's how I can tell that an acknowledgement is something that doesn't need to be signed in front of me, but needs to be acknowledged that the signer has signed voluntarily, whereas a jurat, I must swear somebody in. I hope that is helpful, and I hope you are able to remember the difference between an acknowledgement and a jurat. Make sure that every jurat you perform, you administer an oath or an affirmation, otherwise it is null and void. Thank you.